Hello guys, in this video we are going to continue our discussion and explain demand analysis. Of course, now you have this is done, Q2 done, Q3 done, and now you can meet again with your team members and start listing down the, what do we call it, non-duplicate. So here is the non-duplicate keywords, yeah, that you obtained with your team members. Okay, so these are the non-duplicate list that you got with your team. And you have, for example, here the, oh, gumine, there's something missing here. It's the keyword itself. So you need here to list the keywords, the keyword. And then you have, let me put here a serial number. If we had around 4 times 4, it is 16. But also we have the more, of course, keywords depending on 8 times. In fact, it should be like something like 8 times 4. So we expecting 32 minimum. So this is interesting here. So 32 keywords in total that are gonna be. So these non-duplicate keywords as a team should be around 32. If you found out that there are some duplicates, work on it, work on it. So do I have here 32? Maybe I shouldn't. Well, I told you to work in 4 only, in a group of 4. But if you, it's enough. 32 is 32. That's it. Nora, you don't need to be overly flexible with everything. Here, delete completely. So it is 34 and it is 34. So now that's really nice. And now we can start listing our keyword, and we're gonna list the search volume and cost per click. Why I'm not including this? Because maybe at this stage you're still young. This is gonna be definitely enough for you at this stage. I'm gonna be satisfied if you understood the process at this stage. So this is going to be the search volume, and this is going to be the cost per click. And over here, I already have the formula in Excel populated to rank this in all this list. Are you based on that on this value of clicks compared to the many other values in this list? What is your ranking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the reference here. So then you're getting the ranks, and also you're getting the rank for the volume. So you can see that I started with the rank of the CPC, then the rank of the volume, because now I'm going to talk about the demand analysis. Also, what is your objective? We are always guided by an objective. So in the previous years, I probably didn't add this, but now I am respecting more and more the fact that this is a project, not just an assignment. I used to give it as an assignment. It became bigger and bigger because I wanted to make it as real life as possible. And in fact, in real life, we always be guided by our objective. Is your objective is basically to get the least, or your objective is in between, you want something half-half. So in any case, you need to see, do you want to give here 50%? So you're gonna enter 0.05 or 50% or 50% over here. So either one. Do you want to add this kind of, for example, weights for each one? They are all the same importance to you. Or, and if they are the same importance, you probably, well, it's not that fun. So these two supposed to be a total of 100. So please make sure that these two sum to 100. Yeah? Do I need to write this here? the two weights should sum to 100% or 1, depending if you're doing 0.5 or 0. Whatever. So here, so this is a very also nice guide for you. So over here you have some percentage, over here you have some percentage, and then you have your score. Your score is going to be basically this percentage multiplied by this, plus this percentage multiplied by this, and then you will get your own score based on your objective. How much is the cost per click important for you? I'm telling you, for a very startup business that you're not sure about things, you probably would like to, you're not sure about things because you don't have information about the market. You don't know much about, you don't have historical data on purchases, on customers, and you're not certain about your customer persona, who's your customer, who could or he or she be, and so on. So you are on in the assumptions state at the moment, right? So basically you would probably opt for optimizing cost. It's the safest option here. So you're probably going to opt for 80-20 or 70-30 kind of weights, really. For grandpa, I'm probably going to be opting for 80-20, for example, or 70-30. Depending on the, actually you need to see, depending on the results that you obtain. And this would be a very interesting approach to the analysis of demand, keywords demand analysis. Not only just getting and examining these matrices over here, no, but actually getting your own score. Do you see that? So you are actually getting your own score by applying different weights that corresponds to the context of the business. You are a startup, early life cycle. Do you remember? Do you remember, guys, about the objective? Early life cycle. In early life cycle, I always also want to optimize my business, because I'm a marketer and I'm all about optimization. And what is a business model? We explained that, yes, it is about a revenue. So it's about the clicks, it's about the searchability, it's about the volume of demand, but it's also about costs. And at the very beginning of my life cycle, I am not really sure. There's so much uncertainties here. So I also might not have the capabilities or the working capital to actually service this market. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna in fact optimize the cost, and the way to optimize the cost is going to be easier for me. So probably I'm going to give a weight 70% here and 30% over here, and hopefully this would be a very interesting way to approach the demand analysis for the keywords. And in the set of slides, as you can see, digital marketing free tools like SEMrush or Neil Patel, of course, provides us, or keywords, the AdWords or Google Ads. Google Ads Planner is no longer free or very optimal unless you are with them for too long. Browser extensions like keywords everywhere. This is what I showed you earlier. This is what I use. And the search engine internally on your site. So once in our grandpa's situation, he's not yet hasn't yet launched his business. So we don't have that many people who used our website and thus used the search engine there. So what we're not gonna use this, but in other projects where you work on existing businesses, then even that weight that you're gonna put in here is different, and you will see that your professor does not only copy paste and follow these people, not these people, but they are experts in fact, that gives videos on the internet. This is the right way of approaching things, and this is the way that in fact I do it. And there's other things that I also do, but it is a little bit more advanced for bachelor students. So I am really content if you could understand that our context demands more focus on cost compared to demand and revenue marketing market kind of related. Okay, and once you're done with this, with the rest of the students, then comes the Google Trend part, and we're going to talk about this in due course. So let's for now go back again and see the set of slides that talks about key phrase analysis for demand analysis. So basically I covered almost all of this in my video, but over here you really need to understand that there are different interpretations for your intent with Google. There is a dominant interpretation. The dominant interpretation is where most users mean when they search for a specific query. So most of these users, for example, who search for mercury, probably mean the substance, the mercury substance. So Google search rates are told explicitly that the dominant interpretation should be clear. So when the dominant, the most used searchable is clear, then you can see this is as a dominant interpretation. How about common interpretations? Well, common interpretations can have multiple common interpretations. The example given by Google in their guidelines is the mercury substance. So for example, it could mean the planet, but sometimes it could mean also the element, and this would be two main common interpretations. If we don't have the dominant interpretation, not most of the people, for example, only search for it as an element, as an element, but some people search for it as an element, some people search for it as a planet, then it's not clear. So here the dominant interpretation should be clear. So if people equally search for both these interpretations, then this is not a dominant neither one of them is a dominant interpretation. On the other hand, this is common interpretation, and Google will give you a splitted results until they see which ones you are going to click on, which links you are going to be more likely to click on, the mercury element related or the mercury planet related. All right, so with this, then Google will understand what interpretation out of these common interpretations more likely represents you. Now, queries with multiple meanings. So we have queries with multiple meanings. So in this instance, Google can't provide a result that fully meets a user search intent, but instead produces results varying in both interpretations. Okay. And now, minor interpretations. A lot of queries will also have less common interpretations, and then these are more local dependent kind of interpretations. So this is why we have local business and all that to sort out this kind of interpretations. Now we also have queries and intent. So we have queries and intent. The intention, not I intend to do something, and intent here is a noun. So is this here a verb or a noun? So intend is the noun and intent is the intend with a D is a verb. Do transactional queries, devise queries. So there are different types of queries based on where they coming from. There's transactional queries, devise queries, no queries, go queries. This is not in the quiz. I don't want you to memorize this. Now, we are done with demand analysis. This is actually demand analysis, and the part of demand analysis that is added and not in necessarily in any video that you would see is my way of adding, in fact, what is your objective, because it's based on what is your context. So what is your context / objective really? So what is your context / objective? And you have your own score, which is a multiplication of the weight by the instance, so that you can get your unique score as a consultant based on the context or the objective. Thank you so much for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.